लॉकडाउन की वजह से बंद होगा स्कूल और खुलेगा भी ना दीदी, खुलेगा ना।
Childhood for every child is not the same. While some lead a privileged life with parents taking care of their every desire, other children are forced to struggle just to stay alive and get 2 square meals, forcing them to work in order to support their families. Despite years of action, India continues to have a very high incidence of child labor, and some estimate that India accounts for over 20% of the global child labor numbers. On Anti-Child Labor Day 2022, MIG TV looks at the situation of child labor in India, where millions of children still spend their days earning their livelihood.
मांस ले लो दीदी, खाना खाएंगे।
कितने का है ये?
बोलो, हम 5 बजे उठ के मांस बेचने जाते हैं और भाग जाते हैं बेच के। हम सदर से मांस लेके आते हैं और मेरी मम्मी और मेरे भाई और मेरी बहन लेके आती है मांस। मांस नहीं बिकता ना, तो हम खाना भी नहीं खाते हैं, और मांस बिक जाता है तो हमारी मम्मी दाल चावल वहाँ से होटल से ले आती है, खा लेते हैं और खा के सो जाते हैं और 5 बजे उठ के मांस बेच आते हैं।
Once out of the school, for many children it is difficult, almost impossible to get back into it as they become resigned to their lives. But others remain hopeful of going back to the school someday.
लॉकडाउन की वजह से बंद होगा स्कूल और खुलेगा भी ना दीदी, खुलेगा ना।
और दुकान में साफ सफाई करते हैं।
क्या?
साफ सफाई करते हैं। पढ़ाई नहीं होती स्कूल में, जाने का दिल नहीं करता। आगे क्या करना है?
बोलो जल्दी।
दुकान पर रहेंगे।
Most of the parents of the working children say that they would like their children to get back to education and that they are doing everything possible for this to happen.
ये बात है ना कि ये कहते हैं अरे जाओ रूम पर जाओ, ट्रांसलेशन बनाओ, होमवर्क बनाओ, मैडम दिए हैं ना तो फिर कल तुमको धुलैया हो जाएगा। तो ये कहते 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 सुनते रहता है, तब जाता है। हम तो सोच ही रहे हैं इसको आगे बढ़ाएं, बेटी लोग को भी आगे बढ़ाएं। पहले तो है मेरी बेटी, उन लोग को पढ़ा के, उन लोग पढ़ के निकल जाएगी आगे तो बहुत अच्छा है, ये भी निकल जाएगा तो बहुत अच्छा है।
12 बजे पढ़ाई करते हैं, 1 बजे दुकान बढ़ा जाते हैं, सिर्फ खाना उधर खिलाते हैं। 5 बजे रूम पर चले जाते हैं पढ़ाई करने।
Over the decades, many NGOs have become involved in helping these children to get back to studies.
We have actually always worked for these students. We have been giving and teaching these students. So I'll give you an example. So there's this child who used to sell sodas outside the location where we teach students. So we used to call them, he say, hey, you sell sodas 7 days a week, just give us 2 days and that to just 2 hours and come and study, and we'll make you learn things that would make your life easy. So that's how we target these students. We just ask them to give us 2 hours, 3 hours, and we indulge them. We take their responsibility and we teach them skills that would help them earn better maybe, or have a specific lifestyle. And we also teach them some basic education that anyone or everyone should know.
The situation has worsened over the past 2 years due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which has led to over 200 million people losing their livelihood.
pandemic and post-pandemic is the number of children that we are rescuing has gone up significantly high. In fact, during the pandemic period, during that 1.5 year period when the pandemic was at its peak, the number of children we rescued during that time was in fact highest as compared to any other year in the past.
The NGOs also complain that the government is doing precious little to help the children get out of child labor and back to the childhood that they deserve.
The NCRB report, then it's a completely different picture, because the NCRB report of 2020 says that 476 cases of child labor were reported across the country. So what we see in the field during our rescue operations, the 4,399 children we rescued in 1 year, and the picture that is available in the government records, it's very far from the reality that we see in the field. Government is the largest procurer of goods. We all know that. So if they themselves, ensure that in the supply chain of the goods that they procure, there is no child labor, if they adopt this policy themselves, then it will be really helpful for reaching our goal of eliminating child labor from our country by 2025, which is a commitment of the government itself in the SDGs.
पढ़ना चाहता हूँ लेकिन माँ बाप नहीं पढ़ाते हैं।